We scammed him instead of he scamming us.
She is describing an operation involving a number of police agencies and an elderly couple that took down 2 alleged scam artists targeting West Michigan senior citizens.
Several victims in the Muskegon area are coming forward after paying thousands to what they thought were their grandchildren.
The claims were all false, and now the men are under arrest after they were caught in the act. 13 on your side's Charlie Tinker is in Muskegon with what happened.
Yeah, good evening to you. As you know, we get these scams literally all the time. They are very common, certainly out there. What's less common is to have a result like this, in a case like this, to catch suspects allegedly in the act.
And I handed the phone to him, and he said, well, I need you to go and get money so I can bond him out.
In that whole thing, I went to the bank and I said, I'm calling my grandson.
Yeah, and that call just confirmed those thoughts. That was Elaine and her husband Kenneth, would be second victims here, but in fact they helped close this case. Here's what we know. On Monday, the sheriff's office gets called to Blue Lake Township after an elderly woman told them she had been contacted by someone posing as her grandson, and later someone posing as his lawyer, claiming he was in jail and needed all of this money to bond out. Investigators say she withdrew the cash from her bank and met one of them at her home to hand over a payment for almost $10,000. Now, while the investigation's underway, state police get called to Elaine's house in Cedar Creek over this other fraud issue, also with the grandson in jail, a car wreck, and if this sounds familiar, a request for another $25,000. Kenneth doesn't do it, gets off the phone with his actual grandson, calls police instead. And here's what happens next.
And at this time, when the individual showed up to get the money, we had our team there prepared and set up, to make an arrest and continue this investigation.
The sheriff went on to tell me he believed this group may have operated outside of Michigan as well, and that there's likely more to uncover as far as this ring goes. Prosecutor Hilson touched on the work that went into the arrest. Take a listen.
When we started this adventure by creating the Safe Seniors Task Force, it was to tackle cases like this. It allowed that team to get in place quickly, set up quickly, so that when these individuals came to collect what they thought was going to be some easy money, they met handcuffs instead of dollars.
Now, I should also note a third victim allegedly did get in contact with police. They, however, did not fall victim to the scam, never paid out any money. But if there are 3 victims, the thought is that there may very well be more out there, so they're asking anybody who feels as though they may have been taken in by these folks to give them a call. In Muskegon, Charlie Tinker, 13 on your side.